We would like to welcome all of you to today's program, that is orientation on homeschooling. And let me give my introduction. I am Krishna Prema, my Radha Devi Dasi, who is having experience in education field for more than 20 years. And I have my other two friends who are having homeschooling center, and Sri Krishna, they are having Focus Academy on homeschooling, and they're running this academy for more than 6 years, and along with Gayatri ma'am, and she is senior most teacher for homeschoolers. And okay, today let us begin and how this program goes and what is the objective of this program. Let us begin today's class. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So let us begin today's program by understanding what is the view of Srila Prabhupada on modern education. See, most of the time, we have come across what Srila Prabhupada has said this about modern schoolings, how it is it's usually used to call as slaughterhouses. So Srila Prabhupada had strong views on modern education. He was highly criticizing on the mainstream of education system. So it is incomplete and often misleading because it is largely ignored spiritual knowledge. Most of the time we have seen it is focusing on how to become greedy, how to earn money. But where is the spiritual knowledge? No. So Prabhupada believed that modern education focuses too much on material advancement while neglecting spiritual wisdom. And they are always referred to as the slaughterhouses because it fails to address the eternal nature of the soul. And also he has criticized many universities promoting only materialism and sense gratification. Why we are earning? For sense gratification, but there is no other purpose wherever we are coming from the universities, and totally atheism. And according to him, he emphasizes on economic development or whatever we are doing for the sake of our scientific progress and without understanding spiritual knowledge, and which leads to what? Selflessness and greed and moral degradation. Right. So what is now? What is that we are looking forward? So it is an alternative learning. He promoted Gurukul method education system where students will learn self-discipline and devotion. Whatever work they are doing, it will be spiritually related. It will be devotionally attached to, and moral values alongside practical skills. Whatever they are learning, it is based on practical skills. And he established schools based on Vedic teachings to provide children with both spiritual and material education. Now many of us who is the good example of homeschooler in our ISKCON? We would have heard about that Mataji, and she is a very good great author, and she has written so many books. Arudha Mataji. She has written so many books on homeschooling, and she has done I think from her only this homeschooling concept has prevailed a lot, and it got expanded, and it got connected to so many people, and she has written so many books which are connected to Krishna conscious homeschooling, and now their kids at home only in US, she groomed both the kids by homeschooling both of them, and she has read by making them to read Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam related books and Bhagavad Gita, and now after now they have shined with flying colors, and they have got admitted in like good university, renowned universities, and they have done PhDs, and they are settled. Like there are so many nowadays, like we can find homeschoolers in our ISKCON, right? Most of the parents are asking, no, because they know like what is happening with the association at the schools. Like always we give more importance for association in ISKCON. So same thing we are expecting same thing with the kids, but what is happening, it is bouncing back. We are trying to give spiritual knowledge and some spiritual knowledge at home also and at center also, but ultimately they are spending most of the time in the schools. What is happening, they are associated with the other kids who are not having any knowledge with spirituality, and they don't believe in God sometimes, and it happens that they learn something else and they come back to the house, right? So there are different things which are happening at the schools. So now how to rectify it, what we need to do, what is the purpose of homeschooling? It is nothing but it's an alternative form of education. Okay, now I will hand over to Krishna. You will take it? Okay, you take it.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sri Krishna. So we have an academy called Focus A1 Academy, where we majorly focus only on homeschooling. So there is a board called National Institute of Open Schooling, which is a parallel board started by CBSE in the 1980s or 1990s. And later on, in the 2000s, there were a lot of children who were suffering with many special, they were special children like autistic problems or ADHD, and they cannot go to the normal schools. As a result, because they will create a lot of problems for the other students. As a result, a lot of schools, mainstream schools, stopped all these special students. So it actually helped the special students, but down the line, it also started helping other students who were not able to go to regular boards, or because of health issues they were not able to appear for their examinations. As a result, it started helping those kind of students also to enroll into NIOS and complete their 10th standard or 12th standard respectively. So it's audible, right?
Yeah, it's audible.
So what is homeschooling? So homeschooling is nothing but an alternative form of education. It supports, so it is a supportive way where students can opt to study in normal traditional schools or maybe in centers, or also at home where their parents can actually tutor them. And special design curriculum. So the special design curriculum is the student gets an opportunity to choose the subjects according to his comfort level. So some students do not like science at all, and they are ending up studying science in traditional schools and traditional boards. They cannot skip science or mathematics. So it started helping such students also. Now, the key features of homeschooling: student-centered learning. So basically, student-centered learning, where it is a one-on-one coaching, where in this academy, it is not like a traditional school where we have students put together in a single classroom and a teacher comes to the particular student and the student is taught particular subject and the teacher leaves. Here in homeschooling, what we are doing in our academy especially is, we take care of the student. First we teach the students, then on a regular basis, every Saturdays they have tests where we get an understanding where is the student actually struggling with, and we try to emphasize on more on that, and we also make them study in our centers itself, because we are very clear, no, most of the students never go back home and study. So that is one of the main reasons. Then flexible curriculum. Flexible curriculum, as I already mentioned, the students get an opportunity to choose the subjects according to their comfort. Learning experiential learning. So basically, so in most of the traditional boards, you do not find subjects like home science. You do not find subjects like mass communication, where like maybe people working in the media field or people working in any particular home science sectors. So they are not taught home science or mass communication in traditional boards like ICSE, CBSE or state boards according to the regions. And so this gives an experiential learning. It helps them with the real life also. So personalized learning, as I already stated, the student gets an opportunity to, usually in our academy, we first try to understand the student, we try to understand his reading capabilities, and we accordingly give him such as subjects from our end. But if the parents are particular about the student studying science and maths, it is also available where they can opt for science or maths or take subjects like in our academy. Currently we take care of students where they have a lot of subjects, but we emphasize on the most basic subjects like English, mass communication, home science, painting, data entry, vocational basic computing, and business studies. So these particular subjects is where we have expertise in, where our teachers are available. I do also take care of science and maths. But science and maths, as I already stated, many students who are opting for home schooling do not end up studying. They're not very fond of science and maths. And varied teaching methods. So as I already mentioned, we try to understand the student, not like a traditional school. They will write the first term, second term, and the third term. They'll just give you an analysis, but they are not going to give you what has to be done or which particular topics the student is still struggling with. So that is why every week, once one particular chapter is completed, they get an opportunity. They actually end up writing an exam or a test where we understand their learning this thing, how far they have learned in the subjects.
Here I would like to add few more points. Like as Sri Krishna Prabhuji was mentioning about like varied teaching methodologies. Here we do like Hare Krishna. Yeah. So here varied teaching methodology, it includes not only textbooks, whatever curriculum, right? Here also we are emphasizing on vocational training. And in perspective of like our spiritual advancement, like here we would like to add Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita to the kids so that they can have a series, a structured curriculum, and along with like daily routine prayers also, every day what they need to, duty need to be followed. Okay, so this is our main perspective, like in homeschooling, what we are trying to, and we are giving our best to do. So that is upcoming like from Wisdom Tree. So these are the things we are more emphasizing the child along with academically, they need to advance in spiritually also. So that is our motto. And along with that, like field trips also we are planning. Field trips means don't think that it is like encourage like what is a recreation or anything. It is educational field trips so that they can see, understand the practical things properly. So suppose making a thatch hut or going to the fields and agriculture, how these crops are grown. Let them go and experience. At least 1 week time will take for, or like 3 days, 4 days, like we will plan and we will take them to the fields and let them practice, like real world, let them meet the real world. That is we want to explore more on that topics and emphasis on that, and also like one-on-one instruction. That is the difference. Like whenever you are like the key features of homeschooling, when we are what is the like it is nothing else than like it's better than how it's better than normal schooling, right? And who will come? Just like sir was telling, like why it is meant for, like what kind of students will come for homeschooling. Either it was disabled or ADHD or whatever it may be, but now normal students are also coming to homeschooling. Slow learners also. Many, like when I have been to
Parents traveling.
Yeah, that's what. Like now we will come to that why homeschooling is chosen. Like mainly of the families of now parents are understanding what is the education. Like some NRIs, like who are coming from abroad, their children are not able to accommodate in the normal schooling, our schooling system, because they can't sit in like 35 to 40 kids in the class, and like activities they are not able to concentrate, and some bullying is happening. Negative comments by the teachers. To like, you are not fit for nothing. Okay, this is a small statement. Always teachers keep on using. You are fit for nothing. If the child is like rounding the class and is not listening, no, you get out of the class or stand outside. Now child will come to know if this teacher comes, anyway she will send me out. So he will get habituated to that. Anyway, again he will do the same thing and will go out and stand. He enjoys. Okay, and it becomes a habit. He is not listening anything. And at last, when we go for the parent-teacher meeting, again it's coming back like your child will not listen anything. Is not like is only simply disturbing others, right? So why? What is the reason for this distraction? That we need to rule out, right? That is the main thing. Here in homeschooling, one-on-one like attention will be given. Okay, though it is a supportive classes, but it is one-on-one attention will be given, and they will learn many things in in the groups. Okay, and there will be personalized education also, and at a different place as a slow learners. Like when I met, I have been to the institute. No, I met one child. Like he was asking me, "Hello, ma'am, how are you?" Then I couldn't recognize that boy. He said that I was student. You were my principal at that time. I was your student in 6th standard. And always I remember myself, like teachers used to come to me, he's not listening anything, he's not able to write his exam on time, and is not completing the notes and all. And after a few years, I think he was thrown out of the school. And that yes, he's in 12th. He and now he's in 12th. So that is how the child is helped, even though he is a slow learner. Only what we are doing in the schools, like they are tagging the child, each and every child. Only handful of students in the schools are very much interested because they are giving the name they are bringing the name for the school, right? Other children, average and below average, they are not taking care. So this is how, and it also provides flexibility to focus more on subjects where the child needs extra help. Suppose like he may choose like our partners were telling that they can choose any subject. So that is their interest and parents' interest. If the child is interested in home science, definitely the child can involve and he or she can learn more easily because that subject is liked by the child. What is happening in traditional schooling system? 5 subjects are mandatory, no options are given. Now there are options also, but that options also like a little bit of again special classes they need to attend, right? And also like who can choose, like one like sports person or musicians entirely they are dedicating their life for music because child is very much good at music, or sports or anything like another thing like spiritually you don't want to send the child to get associated with the other mundane activities and other things. You don't want to waste their time. Those parents also would like they are liking to take homeschooling, right? So they are choosing homeschooling, and some parents they are very much interested in traveling and exploring the world and all. Such kind of people are also opting this. Okay, so there are different types of people who choose homeschooling. Now here I would like to you can continue.
So, as Madam already mentioned it, or actually helps parents who are traveling on regular basis, who are getting transferred now and then, and it also helps slow learners. It also helps normal students who had health issues, and it also started helping. It was started for this particular reason for special age. In pressure, they are very much insecure, brings them to kind of a different kind of mentality, stress mentality. They are not even in the influence of negative things, and as the parents have the full authority over his environment, they can completely control what the student, what their children wants and how what would be better for the child, maybe spiritual development or maybe some other particular basic developments. So whatever, however the parent wants to school the child, he or she can school the children as per their needs. And they have one more flexibility of they can travel to different places, and they'll have to be studying in different locations, but the examination they'll have to come back and just appear for the examination. Other than that, they have a lot of flexibility. And so homeschooling, as also mentioned, homeschooling provides a safer and a more nurturing learning environment. So it gives a safer environment because the parents are taking complete control, and no parent will want bad for their children, definitely. So next is freedom in learning methods. So as I already mentioned, the student has an option to choose their personalized subjects according to his needs, and different types of teaching styles will be provided. Understanding the student, first we will try to understand the student, and I'm just giving an example from my academy. That is, we try to understand our students, then we try to with, and some students, how much ever we explain, they're not going to understand. Some students, we just have to explain it once. So for such kind of students, what has to be done? We try to make them practice more and more and more, and so it is very personalized. As a result, the subject syllabus is also quite less. Now let me give an example about what kind of topics are present in homeschooling. In homeschooling, there are topics like how to remove stains from clothes, how is weaving done, two weaving methods, and all kind of such basic topics where most of them are actually going through those real life experiences, which they get an opportunity to study that in detail also. And children can explore subjects, as I mentioned, as per their passion. If they are passionate about one particular subject, like maybe painting, many students do not have an option in regular boards to opt for painting. And some students are forced in normal regular schools to science, and they end up taking arts or some other particular stream, which is completely irrelevant to what they study till that time. And also homeschooling provides a customized approach. As mentioned, many parents want their children just to pass. Some parents want their children to really score well, but most of the parents want their children to do well. But the parents have given up because of the schools. They want their child to just pass. We have only those two kind of students, and most of these schools do not entertain any weak candidate. Like, let's say the parents were busy with their work and they haven't provided much attention to their children. As a result, the children, how is developing towards his education, what is his foundation in maybe mathematics or science, how far is he able to understand. That's when he will be able to perform in his 10th, because whatever he studied in 9th is kind of a basic for his 10th for his 10th standard examinations. So the student will get a hang on it. So we also give the students a customized approach. And higher academic performance. So higher academic performance, the student, as I mentioned, most of the parents until the 9th or 10th, the schools actually state that your son is not capable of, son or daughter is not capable of clearing this normal boards, please take him away or her away. So as a result, the parents just take them home and just leave them at home. But it started helping them also. So higher academic performance for such kind of students who have studied 9 till a regular board, their parents expect good performance from the students, and in fact, if they are really a normal student, they will be able to perform much better in NIOS because it's a customized approach, and we also provide different kind of teaching styles according to the performance of the students. And strengthening family bonds. Also, now students who are below, maybe below the 5th grade, so they get an opportunity to, so the parents actually get an opportunity to spend most of their time with the student, which develops kind of different kind of bonds with the parent and the children. And avoiding stress and anxiety. As I already stated, there is a lot of peer pressure in schools, in school environments, and also there is a lot of pressure from the teachers also, where if the student is not performing according to their expectations, they are forced to be on pressure, or they are forced to take up stress so that they will clear their subjects. But in homeschooling, the parent has the complete control. He or she has the complete time also to make to school their children. Or maybe now, like some students do not have that capabilities to sit on a stretch for 8 hours in a row, that with the breaks included. But some students are okay doing that. So it depends. So the parents, if the parents find that student is not comfortable in a single row, they can also make it in different ways. And it also gives room for creativity, where they get an opportunity to just have study the particular topic. And most of the students these days, we know they're all with the smartphones. If they're really interested about whatever they study, they might end up searching something on the internet also, which will give them a much better understanding about the topic. So encourages critical thinking and creativity. So we do, and traditional schools are mainly focused on memorization. They just want the student to pass or score a particular mark, so that the school's reputation is kept on is actually improving. So they are mainly focusing on students to just by heart the subjects and clear it somehow the other way. In homeschooling, the parents can put extra stress and focus on the student, where they can personalize it. They can also have a check with the student on the regular topics, whatever they have studied in the particular subjects. And as I told, most of the subjects are very basic, where most of the parents are going through regular routine basis, like maybe not mass communication, but home science, English, and other kind of subjects like painting, which is most basic, where the parents also get along.
So I would like to add few more points for homeschooling. Like recently I have come across like a few blogs about homeschoolers as a parent. Like they are settled in like Chikmagalur and Kodaikanal hill stations and all, and they started owning like some acres of land, and they are starting grooming their children as a homeschoolers, in the sense they want to make them to be very close to the nature along with their spiritual development. A Gurukul methodology, how it used to be in olden days, right? Similar way, like there are some families who have moved out of the city, and they are making making their houses near the hill stations, or where it's a beautiful place and where they can grow their own crops and all, so that the child can really know what is happening, what is the real world, and how he can get connected to nature, and how he can learn from the environment. Okay, what is necessary for the life, like how much time they are wasting for other things, like basically smartphones and mobiles are in everyone's hand. What are the disadvantages, like how it is taking away the time of each and everyone, even adults also, even kids also. The kid is not having food, like giving the mobile phone and have food. Okay, there are so many things like which parents are doing with the mobiles, and it is creating visual autism also. Nowadays, it is creating visual autism below 5 years old. If you give mobile for infant babies, like toddlers, so the child is not able to speak and not able to hear also properly. Then only he can visualize the things, and he can't speak. So again, we need to send the child. Parents are sending the children after 5 years, when they are identifying the child is not speaking. They are sending for speech therapy. Lots of money they are shutting down for this all things, and which is not at all necessary. If you are that is the reason. Like we need to take precautions before the damage happens. So we need to be very alert. Like in Bhagavatam also it is said like how we need to be much alert from the baby who is in womb. What kind of what kind of things we need to do. So similarly, as soon as the baby comes out of the womb, how we need to take care. If baby is very tender, whatever you give to them, they will absorb. So it is very necessary that how we need to groom. Like we need to take some classes also, and we need to ask senior devotees grooming the children and all. So that is the best thing we can do. like it can be done anywhere, not only in the classroom, it can be done anywhere, which is very much relatable to our life. Yeah, this is one big question and misconception what we have related with homeschooling, whether it is recognized by Indian government or not.
So homeschooling is, as I already stated, a National Institute of Open Schooling, which is NIOS, is a parallel board started by CBSE, and also it is recognized by the government, and it is almost a similar board like all the other boards out there like CBSE, ICSE or the regional state boards. And homeschooling is it was started in the 90s, but it started becoming more mainstream in the 2000s. Recognition through open schooling. So some parents, whenever they come to us, usually they have their main question: will my son or daughter be NIOS certification? 100% definitely. So every particular board, even including IGSC, has been as recognized NIOS, and if the student has completed his 9th in NIOS, he can go to IGCSE also or CBSE also, is 10th, sorry. And they can also appear for all the kind of competitive exams. So now most of the parents have their queries like, now they have completed the 12th, now can they appear for competitive exams? 100%, but the coaching has to be given accordingly. And alternative educational approaches allowed.
Same thing, like even Supreme Court also.
So eligibility for competitive exams. NEET has recently recognized NIOS, and if the education is given, preparation in competitive subjects are given, they can appear for the NEET examinations also. And they can appear for JEE Mains, NEET, or all the kind of entrance exams out there. Even
government jobs.
Yeah. So
or competitive exams in government jobs. And universities.
So they can opt for any kind of competitive exams depending on their higher educational needs.
What type of classes will be there?
So the classes in NIOS is, the NIOS doesn't offer for pre-KG at the moment currently. So NIOS offers schooling from 1st standard till 12th standard. So from 1 to 8, 1st standard till 8th standard, they come under a OBE scheme, which stands for Open Basic Education Program by NIOS. So, and they will be completing their NIOS till 8, and for 9 they will be appearing for the examination, which is not a board examination, but they will be given an idea how it will be for that 10th standard examination. And the main plus point about NIOS, which I really missed out, is so any student who has completed his 10th standard, he has failed in 1 or 2 subjects, we have a provision called on demand, NIOS on demand. So where they will come to us, they do not have to study all 6 subjects again. They just have to appear for 3 or 4 subjects, which is the requirement according to their how many subjects they have passed in their 10th standard examination, can be in state, CBSE or ICSE. They come to us, they take up on-demand examinations. They just have to write 3 subjects, and NIOS will be providing you the certificate with the with the collaboration from the particular board, and they will remove the subjects and they will issue a new 10th standard certificate. This was one of the major plus points which started helping slow learners in NIOS. And direct admissions to NIOS 10th also is available, but NIOS 10th, a student, madam had a doubt, even some parents had the same doubt. Can students directly go if they are little overage? It's not possible, but they can definitely, if they are overage after completing 10th standard, most of the parents also have the same query. Do they have to write the 11th standard? If they are more than 18 or 21 years old, they definitely do not have to attend the that is 11th standard, and they can directly enroll to 12th standard. But schooling, they have to complete 9th and 10th also. And yeah. So any student can apply for NIOS, as I mentioned. Yeah, so NIOS has two. So now coming to the regular boards, we have one traditional examination which happens in March or April. But in NIOS, we have two terms, that is one in the March, one in October. So students who have not cleared in March will get an opportunity to directly write it in October, which is not even, they're not ending up wasting 2 years. They're ending up with only 1 year and they're ending up with the normal education which they have to continue in their higher education. One of the other major perspectives.
What we are going to do?
So
At this point,
So we also provide supportive classes as mentioned, depending on the students' requirements. We also give one-on-one attention. As I mentioned, it's not a traditional school. We will give the coaching in a traditional setting, but then we will try to understand the student in that personalized manner. Then spiritual advancement, as mentioned, if the parents are really concerned about his spiritual growth, we can also do some other activities and we can add in, as Madam told, Bhagavad Gita also. And customized worksheets, vocational training, field trips, many more, and we also have many tie-ups with many schools. So as a result, we also get up to date this thing, everything, syllabus and all the curriculums. So we have 6 subjects in NIOS. As I told you, there is one occasional subject. So if one of the student fails in that main subjects, which is 5 subjects and one occasional subject, they can clear this thing with their occasional marks also. So that will help them push this thing, certification. They will be completed with that, even if they fail in one of the subjects in the 5 main subjects. Yeah. Anyone have?
Okay, with this, like we have finished homeschooling orientation. If you have any questions, moreover, instead of orientation, I can say this is a discussion. Like most of the parents are having a lot of questions, and we are not able to understand what to do, how to do. If suppose like don't have that much confidence on homeschooling, then in between, can I join my kid in the normal schooling? Something like this. Questions always it appears. No questions are asked. So such questions, if you have anything, like please ask us.
Yeah. So there is a wide variety of subjects, sir. It depends. We in our academy are focusing mainly on slow learners and specially challenged students. So the main subjects we are dealing in our academy is mass communication, business studies for 10th standard, business studies, painting, home science, English, and data entry. The vocational subject is data entry, which is called basic computing. But they also have
32 subjects are there.
They also have an opportunity to choose science and maths also, depending on their.
5 subjects and
one.
So do we have also
English will be mandatory. The other 4 you can choose.
Do we also have some regional languages?
Yes, it's
Yeah, it is available. So some students are not comfortable with regional language. Some students are comfortable. Depending.
I mean to say, all the other subjects maybe in English.
Yeah.
There is some like for example, regional board has a like for example we are from Andhra Pradesh. First language is Telugu, second language Hindi, third language English. So is that kind of provision also there?
Second language is provision is there. Third language I don't think
it is
so.
not. Third language.
Third language is not there.
First English is compulsory. Second you can choose Telugu.
Choose any language. So syllabus, it will be currently I don't have the syllabus, but homeschooling I can give you an idea like how to remove stains would be one of the chapters. Then weaving, then about some basic things like how to cook, like how to prepare salads, how to prepare how to cut vegetables, and all such kind of basic things.
It's under CBSE. So moreover, like we follow CBSE syllabus. So moreover, we follow CBSE syllabus and worksheets and all related to CBSE only, but in a lighter way. It should not feel, the child should not feel it is stressed.
So if I take 9th class student, so what is the syllabus in 9th class compared to 9th CBSE?
It will be comparatively very easier compared to the normal boards. Let's say the student was studying in 9th standard CBSE till S9. Now he is coming to NIOS 10. Because it will not be so much of elaboration. The syllabus won't be vast compared to this. Any other?
What about the fee structure, sir?
So fee structure, we will discuss. You have to get to connect with us, and we will get back to you on this.
Suppose we have a short-term plan.
Okay.
Because my child is in 5th standard,
Okay.
and because this is, even we are not sure how things goes up, right?
Yeah.
So for example, like we have time till 8th standard. We want to just try it out. Okay, when you try, you will get to know.
Definitely,
how it
definitely.
works.
True,
It's
true.
not for us; it's for the child.
True.
He may be interested now because he's unable to decide what he exactly is interested for or what he want to do in future. He doesn't have any idea because he is only 10 years old. This is the time, maybe like we want to give him more time for spiritual things and other things. So we want, even as a parent, we want to give it a try. Meantime, we will also be giving whatever information we get from elders and advisors. We will be giving him the same information. Because now he will be under our control. Maybe he will be forced to listen. But
Correct,
once
correct.
he comes to certain age, maybe he may not like.
True. Definitely.
So that is only our concern.
So as I mentioned, ma'am. Now let's say you
Now
want.
here I'm worried about the subjects because what is there in my mind is like we want the same set of subjects what is being offered by the other
This schools. We do
same
have it.
subjects like
We do
science,
have it.
maths, normal like social
Yeah, we do
science,
have.
whatever we have. Same subjects needs to be offered along with regional languages because suppose if he want to go back to normal schooling, then it should not be
Problem
problem
for
for
it.
the other.
Definitely. Yeah, the same subjects will be offered except third language.
And one more query here, you mentioned like we will be having, because we don't have any exams till 8th standard.
8th standard, correct.
Now we
Exams in the sense there will be final exams which we will be giving from the academy wherever they have enrolled to, but it will not be like a strict board exam where they will not be going up to any center and writing the
That I
examination.
don't know, but my question is, suppose like we will be trying for this year.
Okay.
Standard, the child will be in homeschooling.
Okay.
Maybe 6th.
You will be issued this thing, a normal certificate from NIOS itself. So once we will be submitting all the papers to NIOS
So
board.
even even for 5th standard.
Yeah,
So
correct.
if the child wants to go back to 6th standard.
6th standard CBSE again, yeah, or CBSE or ICSE, any normal school, he can definitely go back to it.
Then
But
school admission will not be a problem.
no, it won't be a problem.
Any other question?
Means, I mean to say that, for example, we wanted to do ourselves at our home,
At home, yes.
Correct.
but sometimes we may need
Some assistance.
Support.
guidance kind of.
Yes.
Correct.
So such kind of.
So we have a student like that also. So in our academy there is a student called Vishnu. So he is a specially challenged student. He is suffering with autistic disability. So he was coming to our academy, but it was creating problems for the other students also in the academy because he used to shout here and there. And he used to run away from classes, which started becoming very difficult for us as teachers in the academy. One teacher had to be there always to monitor the particular candidate. So we have given a flexibility to the particular parent. The parent can directly homeschool the child, and only for the examinations they will be coming to us, and we will send them. And the particular mother comes to us, takes some guide. So madam usually Gayatri madam gives them all the guides, all the particular notes which is required, what has happened in this week, and the mother takes care of their education.
Weekly test kind of.
Weekly test also we get there.
Materials will be provided, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
If you
So
need
the
any
parent
guidance
has
or
to be-
help, no, we'll be there. We'll be counseling. You can approach us and we can guide. Like after this class, like you can take up the next class and what to be need, how the child need to be assessed. Suppose I don't want to take any test like till 8th standard or right, but I want to just check where my child is standing. Suppose directly if she or he is going to 10th standard, whether he is eligible or not. So for that, like we are conducting normal assessments where they can face that like, oh, these are the subjects, these are the things I need to at least learn in a easy way method itself. Now NIS, I think it has introduced MCQs also, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
MCQs also it has introduced.
So the syllabus is clearly available in NIS board.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
But not for like 10th and subjects. No, for all
The subjects are
the-
available. This is
That's what I have to do. That's what I for which classes?
So the subjects are definitely available. All the subjects are also available. The topics also are to an extent available. And
Only
we will
subjects
give-
are given.
The detailed contents of the.
It is given.
It's
PDF subjects. PDF subjects.
So one question, like it's very interesting thing. One point you mentioned that multiple attention.
Correct.
These days, of course, like no, that our Vedic culture also have that other concept that we understand the inclination of the child, and then accordingly, that's how our entire even Bhagavad Gita teaching is all. But what is the mechanism? How do you, like as a mother or father, when we are at home, when we observe the child does certain things in a certain way, so we understand. Of course, nowadays because of the fast age culture, parents are not observing the child. But at least we wanted to do that. But we exactly don't know how the previous age generations they used to observe them and guide them properly. What is the mechanism you follow for one-to-one attention?
So, as I mentioned, sir, once the student is, we have taught the particular subject of the chapter for the student. We give them a test on Saturdays.
So it's a weekly test
Just
basis.
weekly test basis, exactly. So after the test on Saturday, we are going to get a complete idea who are the students still lagging, what has to be done. Do we have to teach them in a different way, should we appropriate different teaching methods? Should we break down the normal answers to more bulletin points so that the student can remember the main keywords? So we try to understand where is he struggling. How can we make him able to understand this particular question and answer? Yeah,
But
correct.
the question is that subject itself, the student is not, for example, is not even comfortable with the subject.
You can change the subject.
Change
That
That's how
option.
you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that option is given. Right, we have 32 subjects and among that
As a-
you can choose any
Any
subject
subject.
which is easy for the student.
So, I'm really wondering.
That is the
does
point.
modern teachers have that kind of patience even to do.
Usually, sir, Prabhuji, it is like homeschooling in the sense, it is meant for parents also who are not able to pay attention longer time. They're seeking support. Okay, support classes or like tutors and all. Right. So if the parent is only teaching, they can choose which is appropriate for the child.
That is, but I was thinking you have a little other way of.
No.
Yeah, we also assess. But yeah, if the parents are particular, we want our son to study science and maths like madam
Yeah.
also told.
So basically,
have
like,
no
I want
other
to crack, like,
option. We
my
have to
child
give
has to-
what the
yeah.
student is comfortable.
My child has to crack NEET exam or JEE exam, then definitely math and science are compulsory. Then there also like we need to.
Actually, I was thinking one of the attention is as a teacher observe the behavior.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we have, so if you come to our academy, there is around 3 classrooms we have currently, and in the 3 classrooms we have 4 teachers. and 3 teachers are always there in one of the classrooms, and they are on a regular basis observing all these 6 to 7 students on a regular basis from morning 9 till 1 o'clock in the
So you have
afternoon.
6 to 7 students in each class.
7-8 students. 6 to 7, 8.
And same thing like we are going to implement in wisdom tree also. Like we are coming up with homeschooling from this academic year. So we are also having it, but along with our spiritual advancement too. There is added flavor here. And also like ma'am was also telling, like for 10th standard even practical marks will be added. Suppose if the child is good at practicals and theory a little bit low, this will boost up and he can clear the
And
subjects.
all the subjects he has practicals, not like the traditional schools which has only for science and maths. This has practicals except for English. Every other subject, English and business studies.
So that can give boost up. Always practicals are very like mark boosters. Like easily they can clear the exams. The weightage will be given.
Yeah, you rightly mentioned, I think there are some advantages of NIO. First thing
True,
is,
true.
student can on-demand things.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct. On demand is a very helpful this thing for students who are paid. Where they have to waste one more year.
Subjects also.
Yeah, correct, correct.
And you are, who have crossed 14 years, like they are eligible for 10th.
Yeah, 10th stand, correct.
Only the age criteria NIOS is checking. Like if the child has crossed 14 years, then he is eligible for 10th standard.
So main, what I heard from your presentation, only 2 main exams, 8th one and 10th one.
9th.
9th and 10th.
9th and 10th.
11th and 12th is also, 10th, 11th, 12th is board. 9th is not a board exam, but they just go to the center and write
To
the
give an
exam.
idea that how the exams
Will be starting from the
conducted.
next year. Exactly.
Otherwise they will, no, they will
But
have
that will
some
also
fear
be
also.
100 marks,
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am. So the practicals, as madam told, will be 10 marks, and painting has 30 marks practical, other subjects has 10 marks, where the theory will be the remaining 90 marks. TMA, yeah. And also they have other this thing which is TMA. TMA is basically their assignments. So in NIOS they also give assignment marks also for the student. So if the student is really poor also, with the assignment marks, full marks, and with the practical marks, he can definitely, with the theory also, he can maybe he or she can
And
pass.
the main concept is stress free. The
Exactly.
child need not need to be stressed. And again, what is happening when stress is increasing, anxiety levels are also increasing, right? To subside all those things, to control, to make the child in control. So this type of education is brought, which is very helpful, and so many children have taken advantage of this type of education, and they're excelling.
It's the same thing, ma'am, exactly, as madam told. It's students studying from NIOS or student. So from my 8 years of my experience in this education field, I can clearly tell ICSE is like a big vast ocean, CBSE is like a river, and state boards are like a pond. Inside that pond, a small well is NIOS, which is very clear. This is where you get the water from. Whereas in the river, they're all wondering, where do I collect the water? So it's a vast variety of things.
So generally a concern comes like when people always say this, oh, if the child is studying in homeschool, like normal child.
Correct, correct.
Say, oh, the child doesn't interact with other
Social skills.
Social skills, right?
Yeah.
That we recommend them to go to an academy. Only on special cases, like if the student is creating a lot of trouble inside the academy, is when we ask the parents to take up homeschool.
And one more thing also, like socializing, like either academics like this, and also like our Sunday schools and our devotee association, this also helps them to socialize. That is the main thing. And even the time here, it's a flexible time. Usually if you are teaching at home, it's a flexible time. You can teach in the morning or afternoon or in the evening, but other times you can engage the child in other activities, even music or sports or swimming, whatever it may be. Like after, see, our like wisdom tree, like we are planning from till 1 o'clock they will finish all the schooling, and after that the child is free. Okay, wherever like the child is interested to improve their hobbies, right? They can be joined, right? And then what is happening there? Also, is meeting his new friends, right? And also like association, like coming to the temples and engaging in services. This also creates socializing, and this is very important. And we are blessed to have this kind of association at ISKCON. Yes, everyone gets all types of.
It's a misconception.
It's a misconception only, Prabhuji. Like most of the parents have asked this question. Like, what is the thing in schools? Like our kids know they will get confidence levels. They have more confidence levels when you compare to homeschoolers because they are in a closed room and limited kids. But we are giving the options. Like, why can't this child can participate in outside competitions? Yeah, we'll make them let them write Olympiads also, right? And let them practice like some outside competition. Definitely we can enroll and we can send them for competition. Let the child can like compete with other children. That also we can do. So they are not less than any others. That misconception we need to remove. Like even though we have other options here, like we have to identify that apart from traditional schooling, there is a homeschooling which is existing and which is recognized by Government of India. That we need to identify.
So, generally, we also see children, like so many children are interested in like arts, music, and all.
Yes.
Correct.
What kind of subjects related to like,
We have in arts we have painting,
Music.
and I just have to go and have
Music also,
Yeah.
music also, painting.
No, music.
Music also. Because till degree it goes right. In PG till PG it goes.
So, it is considered one of the main subjects.
Yes.
Yeah, it is considered one
It
of
is
the main
considered.
subjects. It is the main subject. Like a science or maths in the regular book.
Yes, Mataji, do you have any question?
Mataji has a question. She says she wants to homeschool her younger kid. So without any extent, she wants to homeschool till third grade.
Huh.
And after third grade, if she has to put her in a normal school, what would be challenges she will face, or is it like any measurement she has to take just to put her in a normal school?
So, as madam wants to school her child till third standard, and after that, if the student he is comfortable going to normal schools, it is definitely it is applicable. There is no restrictions on it. Firstly, from the board end, so he or she will get the NIOS certificate, the certification of third standard completion certificate, which you can provide in the normal schools, and you can enroll your son or daughter to the regular schools. And what will be the challenges? The challenges will be the student will not have been, there won't be much socialization comparatively, but the bond with the mother will be more different. From a starting age, the child is getting to spend most of his or her time with the mother, gives a better kind of a bond. And
Longer time.
a longer time frame also, where they can school them according to their way or their requirements. And the next biggest challenge is they'll have to sit in a traditional school for 8 hours with those two different breaks, like snacks break and lunch break, which might be a little difficulty for them to in the starting to comprehend with, because it will be difficult. He would be in a home environment till third standard, then now he's suddenly put in a professional environment where there is peer pressure also. And for a very long time, if the student has been homeschooled and if he's put inside a traditional school, they do not get adjusted very quickly also with them. So it takes time. Over time, maybe after 3 to 6 months, the student will again come back to the normal. Those will be the kind of challenges. But syllabus-wise, subject-wise, it's not going to be much of a challenge for third standard. 10th standard students might face a little bit. That's it.
That NIOS certification, that is mandatory to get join to the new normal school.
Like how the normal schools give you third standard certificates of the completion of your child has completed third standard our particular school. Like that, NIOS will give you a certificate after your son has
For that and all, you can approach us so that we can register them under NIOS and we can help you out in that.
Huh.
Technically speaking, because many times when we hear about homeschooling, maximum, takers will be girls. Again, we see gender difference will always be there, technically speaking.
True.
So because boys have a different kind of energy or different kind of aura. In the long run, if suppose they are alive, they have to lead a family or they are the main takers of any family. So no matter, girls are girls and they are always behind the screen. So in that case, like how does homeschooling really help? Because we always have the confusion that boys are they should be outspoken, they should outsmart, like these kind of things. And when they are homeschoolers, and here maximum there'll be girls because end of the day girls will get married and they will settle in one place.
No, there are a lot of boys who
have excelled in homeschooling and in their life very well. An example I have told you right in the beginning of the
in
class.
fact, in our academy, the boys' strength is more.
More, yeah. And all the Mataji's sons, you can see, right? So like that, there are so many, like even Prabhuji's or like boys, you can see like who have done their homeschooling, and who have been a part of homeschooling, and they are excelling in their life. They have settled their life very properly. It's not like that they are like girls are like this, boys are that, like that. No gender differentiation. Everyone can excel in homeschooling, and they are competing with others. Like till 12th standard. After that, they are regular to the colleges. Then where is the difference?
Exactly.
Where is the difference? There is no difference. Till 12th standard only he is doing his homeschooling. After that, college. Whichever
Maybe
like
for that
subject.
3-6 months, it'll be difficult.
That's it. That's it. Like anything, and many diplomas are there, and specification degree colleges like degree specific degrees are there, and that he can excel in that.
After that also remote, this kind of concept is also there in different other colleges.
I'm not sure about degree.
Open degrees. I think
Open
probably
degree?
study open degrees.
Oh.
Not to go to
Go to colleges.
There's KSOU, Karnataka State
Karnataka
Open
State.
University,
And there are
where
so
you just
many-
have to enroll and you can.
state has that.
Yeah.
Every state.
So that
IGNO also. IGNO, Indira Gandhi Open
You
University.
need not to go to take
Yeah, college itself. Correct. So yeah, they can traditionally finish their homeschooling, directly enroll to degree also, and at home only they can prepare and appear for their examinations. It's the same thing, what is considered once they go for a corporate environment. It is not going to be anything different that, okay, this particular student is homeschooled, this particular student was gone to a traditional school. They're not going to look into that. They're just going to look into the communication skills, their overall development, personal development, and how this particular candidate would be a very great fit into my company.
So what we feel like type of color is into the organization, what we feel, even a child without knowing any other subject, if he knows English and a bit of computers, how to code and little bit socialization, he can work in any corporate organization at this point of time. Really. Otherwise they have to go through the stress of learning so many unnecessary subjects.
Correct. And wasting their time for
Wasting
years
their
and
time,
years.
They can use that time for something else. But
Simultaneously, they can opt for some courses also, right? So there are now everything has become online courses, right? It's easy. They are sitting at home and learning.
And I just wanted to add one case,
Yeah.
ma'am. So the last thing I would want to add on is, so there are two students in fact. One was in 2022 and one was recently 23-24. Both are 40 plus people. They have not completed their traditional schooling. They have not done their 10th. They cannot go back to traditional schools. The traditional school, first of all, they cannot go sit inside the classrooms with all bunch of students where they only have children of that age. So they also cleared with us in NIOS, and a person who has had a gap of 40 years is able to clear NIOS. You will all get a clear understanding about how difficult it will be after 30 years to study suddenly, and that particular person was able to clear because it's narrow, it's mainstream. They are not going to elaborate the syllabus, and it's not going to be vast.
There is no age restrictions in LOS.
There is no age restrictions.
12 years pass or 10 years?
10th years. So he has passed his 10th standard because
So father and son both can take.
no, he's passed his 10th standard because he was a tahsildar in one of the offices and he needed promotion. As a result, he cleared his
How
10th
come
standard.
Tahsildar will get 10th fail person? How will get
No, there was,
Tahsildar?
I think, recommendation or some other this thing. they
Those
were-
days, people who passed even 4th standard also they take in the
Yeah.
government organization. Over the period
He's not the
of-
tahsildar, he's working in the tahsildar office
Office,
in
okay.
somewhere in a big
Uh-huh.
position. So he wanted promotion, so he cleared his 10th standard.
So any questions?
So,
Yes.
I am doing homeschooling for my son.
Oh.
He was going till 6th grade in this school, and after that, because he is mildly autistic, so I've
Oh,
taken up.
okay.
So right now he'll be going to grade 9.
Grade 9.
2 year I did.
Huh.
like I'm not registered till now where I'm going through the CBSE syllabus only.
Okay.
And he's able
Okay.
to take up all the normal subjects,
Okay.
math, science, English.
Okay.
So I want like guidance for the further like how I can go
To ninth,
and
register for ninth standard. So one more plus point is, ma'am, for specially challenged students, we do have something called scribes. So what is a scribe? Now the parents might ask. Now the student will not be writing his examination inside the examination hall. He will be orally reciting to the scribe. That will be a student from our academy or from some other particular academies who is particularly studying in NIOS, who will be one grade below. Now if your son is writing 10th standard, so the scribe will be allotted a 9th standard student, and that particular 9th standard student will write on behalf of the specially challenged student. And to get enrolled, ma'am, you will have to enroll your son to NIOS 9th standard. There will be an examination for him, and after the examination, he will be put to 10th standard. And once he is registered for 10th standard, he will be notified with his examination dates, and once it's done, he will be getting a certificate from NIOS, this thing board itself. So registration of 9th is very important. So till 8th is also fine, and after 9th it will become difficult. The student directly cannot enroll to 10th standard.
and he is good in music. So
Okay.
how can we pick up one subject as music?
So as I mentioned, ma'am, in NIOS we have a wide variety of subjects. For the core subjects, five main subjects. One is English, which is not going to change for all the students. Other four subjects you can add in music. Let's say you want to add in science, maths, and one more subject, depending like maybe social science, or you're okay if you want him to go more towards the arts or commerce side, we can also add business studies or painting also, or home sciences also, depending on how your child is comfortable with. So music can be added as one of his main subjects.
So I wanted to know syllabus and what are the
Syllabus, I will get back to you on music, but painting, I do have the syllabus in our academy because we are dealing with students who have taken
It's
painting.
there already in the Google also, you can search. NIS board. Anyway, we'll send the link, Mataji. Like if you require, no, I will send the subjects and link so that you can go through it. It will be helpful. Any question?
He shared his two things, ma'am. Syllabus and fee structure.
In one-on-one counseling will do. Anything I would like to, if it is done, like I want to call here like our Santoshi Mataji here as a testimonial. Like she is the best person, and she is connected with Wisdom Tree also. She will be our mentor for Wisdom Tree and homeschooling, especially for homeschooling wing. Hare Krishna. You can come this. You can. Here, you just turn this side. Mataji, turn to Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I homeschooled both my daughters. My elder one, she went to school till 2nd standard. After that, first, 2nd standard only, I was not very happy with how the schooling was going on. It was going on because many things were not discussed in school. For example, in 1st standard, they had letter writing. So they just send the activity to home. So I asked the teachers, why not discuss it and then do it? It would have been much more interesting for the child to be discussed in school with the other kids, to like who they have to write a letter, what is the purpose. All that was not done. It was just done mechanically. So I was not thinking to do homeschooling because I never had any idea about that. But it was something going on behind my mind. This is not enough for my daughter. So many times teachers used to have like they mispronounce many words. But when I tried to correct her, she will say, no, teacher told me this is right. So she was not ready to get corrected also. So I was thinking like the system is somewhere going wrong, and this will be affecting her. And one more main thing was traffic, city traffic. Like morning she will leave by 6:30. 7 her bus will be there by 6:50. She has to be there. So breakfast was in a hurry. Lunch we had to give only which the school would recommend, like dry food, like that. And it was somewhere it was not in the way I want. So it was I was feeling it was not right. Then second daughter was born. I felt I was not able to have enough time with her, because she used to go to school. By the time she comes back, she will have another music class or thing. I have to take her there, and again she will come back. She has to finish her homework. She'll have dinner. She'll sleep. So there was no interaction between us. So she was literally getting aloof from her, from us as a family. So I didn't like that also. Then in a parent group, one of the member, she was a mother, like nursing mother's counselor. So then I was talking to her. She gave me this idea of homeschooling. She was homeschooling her daughter. So since she had to travel a lot, so she was doing that. And then it clicked, and I liked that idea. So I thought, okay, why not try this? So then we we had a lot of difficulty in making a decision whether we are doing this right or wrong. Because this I came to know when my elder one was in first standard. So she did her second standard. Till I kept doing some research, and many online platforms were there, like Facebook group was there for homeschooling, and all things were there. So I kept researching a lot about the consequences and all that. And one more big thing was, in Bangalore, alternative schoolings were there. That time only, like many options were coming around. So I thought, okay, if it's not working this year, I will put her in any alternative schools. So that gave us a confidence. Then we thought, okay, we will go about it. And we stopped. The second she did, and third we just stopped. Many were in our family, many were opposing the idea also. Many had comments like, you're spoiling your child's life, you're taking a big risk. But we thought, okay, we have options, so why not take the risk? Then we will see what can be done. Third standard, we didn't make her do anything, because that time we didn't have any support system like now we have. So now it is much more easier, and we have many counseling sessions, all this have come up. So that time it was, initially it was difficult for us, so we just left her, like how she is doing, like her. And when in 1 year we could find the change in her. We found out she was interested in stitching, because one day, like naturally, she took an old cloth, she took one of her frock, she just marked it, she cut it, and she stitched by herself. I was not near also. So then I understood, okay, she needs time to understand what is her interest. So that homeschooling gave us a lot of time. That was an amazing thing. And one more thing, now we have a lot of support system. It's very advantageous, and it is with more confidence we can do this. Because now the school culture, the way it is going, it is a complete contradiction for the kids. Like whatever they are learning in school, when they come back home, we say it is complete no. So they have to wear two hats. So they are totally confused that which one to follow. And naturally, they'll be inclined to the material lifestyle only. Like spiritual, it needs little austerity, which kids naturally they don't want to come this side. They will have an reasoning to go to the other side only. So convincing them will become much more difficult. Like if you see now, my elder daughter, she finished her 10th, and She managed to get 86%. And her options, the subject she took was English and business studies, home science and psychology and computer science she had taken. Home science, it was very helpful for her. She learned lot of things in that. And one more thing in NIOS, the thing which I like, this main thing is they don't run around the bush. Like, it is not too many information which is not necessary. If you say in home science, they teach how to remove stains, as Prabhu was mentioning, and nutrition, and her child care is there. So whether it is a boy child or a girl, both of them, this generation, they should understand about child care. Only then, both of them, previously we were in a large family setup. So kids were be able to learn from other members also. But now being a nuclear family, it is only from the mother and the father who have limited knowledge about life themselves. So it is very difficult for them to learn many things about life. So these things which was more practical, if you see even business studies, when even we took centers, we took help. So they were conducting practically, they had to write essays. So it was very new experience for her. So those are the things when we do by ourselves, those are the things they'll be missing out. So when few kids are there, when they have been asked to do some presentations for business studies, my daughter, she was given a comparison between this MasterCard and another topic. They had to compare and they had to do a presentation on that. So it was a very new experience for her. She did a lot of research for that and she was given that opportunity to present it. So normally when we do by ourselves, these opportunities the child will miss. So now when we have centers, we have to make use of it. Like in Wisdom Tree, if you see, they have kids of the same environment and the timings are also very short. They can have both the worlds. Like in school, they can learn with the other kids, and in art house, they can practice what they have to do, like going for extra classes or having time with the family. So mainly for me, one big advantage I felt was taking care of their health-wise. Like anything, I was able to give them nutritious food because building their health is very, very important. How much ever wealth we can give them, like finally what the basic thing is there. So that I was able to give them, both of them, and they had good clean eating habit was given. Prabhupada's 4 regulative principles. We normally don't eat outside, but if when they go to school, they are tempted to have other food also, to try at least. They'll be having some kind of ideas. They will feel they are missing out because we are here and missing all those things. But when they are near to us, we can make sure what is that their ideas are. If they are going off the track, we are always there to just keep a check on that. We are not doing helicopter parenting, but still at least we have to have a check, like what they are doing, where they are getting diverted. All that we can keep doing then and there. And mostly I enjoy is whenever after the school times, after the